All right, welcome to the Creation to Cash Flow podcast. On this podcast, we discuss strategies to maximize your creativity and help you achieve financial freedom. Hi, Michelle.
Oh my gosh.
How about this?
We are in person together.
I'm 3 feet from you. This is our 70th episode. We did 69 episodes completely online. We knew this was coming at some point. Here we are, 70 episodes in, recording in person. This is so exciting.
Yeah, this is crazy. I can't believe we did 69 episodes and we had never met in person ever until now.
I think it, in a way, was hurting us because we're busy. So we're like, oh, like we got to do our podcast. So it made it harder to make something like this happen. But at the same time, we probably could have just done it. And I don't know, at least we're here now.
I know, and I'm so grateful. It's been really fun.
It has been so fun. And today we're really going to dive into the importance of these online connections that we make and bringing them in person. It's just so crazy how long we've been doing this and how long we've known each other. And now we're in person and it's so different. Like the energy is so different. Like we've been doing so much fun stuff. We were paddleboarding yesterday and we've been drinking wine and eating steak. And what else could you ask for?
Yeah, it's cool. Like it also felt like it was so normal though.
Right.
Because when you get to know somebody online, it's like, oh, they're also the same in person, especially when you have a podcast, because like you can't fake 69 personas or whatever.
No, yeah. I mean, we spend probably 5 hours per week together. So like you walked in the Airbnb, I was like, hey, Michelle.
Yeah, like it's just like we're seeing each other like normal.
Yeah, it's true. But this really is just so exciting. And this has happened so many times. Like people that we meet online and then you go meet them in person and just like forever the connection is just that much more special.
Yeah.
And it's just so much fun. We're having the best time.
I know, and I'm excited because we're getting to meet more people.
Yes.
This week.
Yes, I figure we should touch on that. So we're about to do our first in-person live event for Brands Meet Creators. So we're also this week going to meet 21 and a half other people that we've never met in person.
No, there's 2 babies, so that...
Does that... Okay. So I guess 22 people. The half was an infant that is also attending the event.
That doesn't see you yet fully, so...
Yeah. But, I mean, 22 other people this week, including some of our team members, too, that we have not met. Like, it's going to total, like, 30 people that we have known for years.
Yeah.
And we're all meeting up, and we're in San Diego right now, and it's absolutely wild.
Yeah, and it's beautiful here right now.
It's so wonderful. I have been spending at least 2 hours on the balcony every single morning, just enjoying the weather and the sun and the good vibes.
How is it, like, because I know you have a routine at home, how is it traveling to the opposite side of the country and then kind of getting out of routine?
When I travel, I feel like I do even better with my routines because I'm in a totally new environment. So I'm a blank slate. Like I don't have any like, oh, I have to do this because I usually do this, or feeling guilty because like, oh, I usually do this. I'm in a new place. So yesterday morning, I woke up at like 6 and I was like, I'm going to go on the balcony and I'm going to be out there for a long time. And I did a bunch of push-ups and I meditated and I did breath work and I just let the sun hit my face and I stretched and I was like, what a great start to the day.
Yeah.
Even though I was definitely super tired. The 3-hour time difference is kind of crazy. I'm living your life right now where like the things we usually do are in the morning instead of the afternoon for me.
Yeah.
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah. I love it. Like, not only did you travel and you're in a different time zone, but you're off schedule and you're fine. I'm over here like, I'm all out of whack. I'm like 2 hours from home.
Right. You drove south. You're in the exact same time zone.
Same time zone. And I'm like, I can't do anything in my routine. Everything's out of touch. Like, everything's off.
That's so interesting. Yeah, I don't know what it is, but when I travel places, I feel like I can be extremely creative and like really in touch with myself and like just build a new routine, and no matter how it looks, just really enjoy it.
That's wonderful. It's a good skill.
Yeah.
Maybe one day.
We'll get you there.
Okay. We'll work on it.
But yeah, this is just so crazy and exciting. What are like first in-person impressions? Because like obviously we know each other so well, but like it's still like, oh my God, we're in the same room. Like what was it like? What was your first impression?
You're tall.
Nice.
You're just taller than I thought.
She thought I was a short king.
No,
that's what it is.
Short king. No, I just thought you were shorter than you are. But honestly, like, I don't know. It felt so normal. I think because we don't like surface level talk. No. Like our podcast, if anybody listens, like it's like deep, you know? And so it's like you're just the same person, but I got you from a screen into like a real life. Like you were like Avatar and now you're like IRL. It's
pretty insane. But at the same time, you're right. It's so not insane and it's extremely normal at the same time.
Am I the same that you would expect?
I think so, yeah. Not a whole lot of things different. You're just so authentically Michelle, and that's the best.
That's good.
What do you think is the most important thing we can tell people that are listening who are trying to like put themselves in this space of like they've been wanting to travel or go meet up with someone or just do something and like make that in-person connection, or maybe go to an event or a seminar or something like that? What would you say?
Honestly, I would say don't put so much pressure or expectations on it. Like just that's going to harm you more than help you. And I know it's very exciting and that's what I love. It is so exciting.
Yes.
But I think a lot of people, I mean, even me, I'm sure years ago would be nervous to meet up with somebody like at a coffee shop or something that I like was on TikTok friends with, something like that. But the thing is too, it's like, don't think about what it's going to be like. Just like be present and be there and be you. And then if you guys click, you click. And if you don't, that's fine. Like there's so many people out there, but like at the end of the day, it's so beautiful getting to know people in real life and just seeing a side of them that they don't choose to post online. I think that's the most beautiful thing.
That's so well said, especially because our expectation was like, wow, we are going to make so much content and we have gotten very little, but we've been so present and just doing so much fun stuff, not just with each other, but with everyone else we're here with. And I think that's really important to take the pressure off of it. Because like, sure, we could be sitting here making a ton of content and doing so many things, but instead it's just been so fun to just like go to restaurants and play board games and go paddleboard and just do amazing things.
Yeah, I think that's the thing too. It's like, obviously, if you want to meet up with another content creator, you want to create together because that's a passion you like share.
Right.
But I think if you are just creating, you're not getting to actually know them. And I think that's the most important thing is that authentic, genuine connection with the person. And once you get that down, then you could probably make even better content together because you're like, you now understand each other more rather than trying to force creativity or force content and then not really getting to know the other person, which is kind of awkward.
Yeah, that's a really well said point, because sometimes if you put too much pressure on yourself, like for, you know, a webinar or an in-person meetup or something like that you're doing, it can like come back to bite you a little bit. Almost like when people say like, don't meet your heroes. And I feel like that doesn't apply here super well, but the reason people say that is so that you can drop the expectation. Like when you go meet that rapper you love or someone like that, and then they don't turn out to be exactly who you thought they were, or you don't have that magical moment you were expecting. It's great to just drop the expectations and just be present. And I can't emphasize enough to people, go to events, go to seminars, go to masterminds, go to retreats, because the energy is just so different. It's so different, and it's always so good. Even when it's not good, you will learn so much and just enjoy everything.
Yeah. And again, just meeting at least one person you connect with is like forever changing lives. Like that will change your life, that one person. And so it's always worth going and just not having that expectation, not expecting somebody to be a certain way or somebody that you idolize. Like just drop all of that. It makes it more fun and more free, and then you can actually be present instead of like overwhelmed.
and trying to like create these certain scenarios too. Like imagine when you walked in, like if I had like tripods everywhere or something, like that would just
I would laugh. I would love it though.
Yeah,
You would probably be like
right. I mean, it would be fine, but it's just one of those things that it's like,
yeah.
it's just so nice to be present and have moments like this. And to me, that's one of the most important reasons of like wanting to be a creator or start a business, is not so that you can like hide behind your screen or your laptop forever. Like you want it to build a better real life for you.
Exactly. A lot of my friends that I am genuinely friends with in person that aren't even content creators, they originally found out about me because of social media. And then we met in person and then we connected and became friends. And it's like, if I never showed up, they would never know I exist. We would pass each other in the hallway or in the elevator at my building and then never say anything. But because they felt like they kind of knew me, they felt like they could say something.
Yeah.
Can you imagine, like, if I just never posted and never showed up, they wouldn't know me from... Well, there's a saying in Texas, I don't know if you've heard, they don't know me from Adam. Do you know that saying?
No, I thought you were going to say they don't know me from Timbuktu.
Okay, well, that's another
that.
Little country saying.
Yeah.
I think Adam says it's like something to do with like the Bible or something. They don't know me from Adam. You haven't heard that?
I don't think I've heard that one.
I'll ask my sister what that means.
Okay.
But if you know, you know. Yeah. Timbuktu.
Yeah. All right, so I think another really cool thing about just the way it works like in your business, like I really want to expand on how the goal of starting a business or posting online, it really is to just make your life more abundant.
Yeah.
And it's so crazy. 70 weeks in a row we've been doing this. Like I feel like we're best friends.
I know.
Because I know so much about you.
Same.
Like I know like about your family. Like I feel like I know everything.
Right.
And it's just so amazing what all of these online things can do, but you want them to lead somewhere.
Yeah.
You really want it to take you to real life experiences. Like this week, we're hosting an in-person event for Brands Meet Creators, and like you and I are going to give workshops together, and we're going to do our public speaking, and we're going to be doing so much cool stuff. And it's going to be these amazing growth moments, not just for us, but everyone who's attending.
Yeah.
And I just can't wait for it. There's nothing better. Like we host our Q&As together in Brands Meet Creators all the time, 2.5 hours per week. Also for at least the last 70 weeks, probably more like 100 weeks.
Yeah.
That's probably been maybe
It's been 2 years. Yeah.
And like, sure, we give people these aha moments all the time, and we have these amazing conversations. Even today, like we had some really good, deep moments on there. But in person is just different. Like we're about to meet up with all these people, and we're going to truly be able to like touch their soul, you know, like they're in the room. We can give them an experience that they will always remember. Yeah. And it's so exciting.
Yeah. It's different being able to like visually and physically look someone in the eyes rather than like on the screen or like looking at them. And I don't know, it's just so different to be able to like connect in person looking somebody in the eyes. Like eye contact is powerful.
Yeah. And especially because online, we all do this. Like you're looking at that person, and then you're looking at yourself, and then you're fixing your hair, and then you're looking back at that person, and then you're looking. Yeah. It's just so different. Like we are here right now. Yeah. And everyone else is gonna be here soon. How are you feeling? Have you ever done? I mean, I know you do a lot of acting, so this is probably not gonna be like super different for you. But how do you feel leading into a live event and like doing workshops in front of everyone? And how do you feel about it?
Good. So I used to do a lot of public speaking. I would speak at youth groups. I would be on stages speaking. I did debate. I did a lot of speaking growing up.
Got it.
And I was just loud and obnoxious too. And I was a cheerleader, and I would like, you know, it was just a lot. But all that aside, I am a little nervous because I want to make sure that for me, like anything that I speak is adding value to somebody. And so I think that it's good to not put too much pressure on myself, but obviously some pressure needs to be there because I actually care. I think I'm excited. Nervous turns into excitement. But I think that I genuinely care about everybody there. Like they've made an effort to come, and I just like appreciate that so much, and I want to be what they need, you know?
Yeah, it's true. That's the dichotomy of these in-person things is like take the pressure off yourself, but also like
Not too
You want to
much.
have some pressure so that it really is like amazing and special.
Yeah, you gotta care.
You have to care, and we
Yeah.
definitely care so much.
Yes.
I've been working so hard on my slides and rehearsing them and reordering them and deleting some and adding some back in, just because I want it to be perfect. And at the same time, there's also a lot of trust needed that everything will work out the way it's supposed to.
Yeah, it's almost like I don't have anxiety. I think I would used to have like a couple years ago when I wasn't as well versed about what I'm talking about,
Right.
or who I am. And I think that confidence only grew because I posted online. I really think that had everything to do with it. And now that these people have heard us say things, and Mike and just everybody, Sean, Jade, it's beautiful because it's like now they can hear it from us in real life. And I just have to remind myself, like, I already know this stuff. I just got to keep doing what I've been doing, but in person.
Right. It's definitely different. And you know, there's some nerves, but they're all good.
They're good nerves, though. I'm
They're
not like
all good.
nervous.
Yeah.
I'm more so like, I just care.
I want everyone to leave and be like, I don't even remember who I was when I got here because I'm different now that I'm leaving.
Yeah.
And that's what I want everyone to feel. And I don't know, I already feel like that. And like just from this like pre-event, you know, like every other podcast that we do moving forward, by the time we're on episode 999, I'm gonna be like, remember the first time we did one in person?
Oh my gosh, yes. Wow. We'll be swimming with sharks or dolphins.
Yes.
And
Yeah, it's true. We might. If anyone is new and they're like, what did she just say? For our 999th episode, we're going to be swimming with sharks or dolphins.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how it's going to work yet, and I'm not sure how that idea came about. But we were just having trust in the process, and it manifested itself. So
And that's what we're going to do this week
yes.
as well.
Yes. Not swim with sharks. Trust and manifest.
Trust in the process is like what we're doing this week.
Yes.
Tomorrow. We get to meet everybody tomorrow. By the time they hear this, it's going to be over.
True.
But
I think they will enjoy listening, and also this is just as much for anyone who is not attending that event, just to inspire them, even if it's not through Brands Meet Creators. Just go to events in person. It could be a 1-day event, could be 5 days in Australia, like whatever it is. If you can afford it, go give yourself that experience. Like, life is too short to not put yourself in those environments where you can truly be in the room of people. That was how this all like started for me. Like, I paid money to join Brands Meet Creators because I had been following Mike for a while, and I was like, I want to get in that room. I want to get in the room with Mike and see what we can learn, see what we can do. And sometimes you got to just put yourself in that scenario, even if it's scary or uncomfortable or expensive. You have to put yourself in those places sometimes.
Well, yeah, because like honestly, so I also invested in Brands Meet Creators. It is priceless. Like, yeah, it was expensive back in the day. It's not anymore, but back in the day it was expensive. But it was like one of those things where I was like, I want to be around like-minded people. And you know what's so funny? I've been invited to so many events, and I stopped going to events many years ago. But in LA specifically, I went to my first event last December. It's July. And I had been invited to at least 20 before that, and I said no. And I'm looking back and I'm like, why did I say no? I think I was nervous. I didn't know what to wear. I didn't know what was going to happen. I wasn't sure. I didn't know anyone. Did I already say I didn't know anyone there? Or did I say I didn't know what to wear? Both.
Yes.
They rhyme. My brain is making it all come together.
Yep.
See, I didn't get my 8 hours of sleep. I'm a little off.
Yes.
But it's one of those things, as soon as I finally went to one, I was like, oh my gosh, what have I been so afraid of? It's so crazy. The energy in a room when you're all there for the same reason.
Yep.
Unreal. You're going to grow every time just by being in that room.
Yeah. If you don't write anything down and don't even say anything, just by being in that place, you will get so much from it. And even still, all of that's so normal. Right before we started this podcast, I was like, oh my God, it's our first in-person podcast. What do I wear? And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm putting on a sweatshirt. It's cold in here. I'm just going to put on my nice Brands Meet Creator sweatshirt, and that's what we're going to wear.
Yeah.
And it helps so much to just let the things unfold. But it is scary. There are scary parts of it. This is easier for us because we all know each other.
Right.
But sometimes you got to go to that event where you're like, I don't really know anyone. and put yourself in that scenario where you're nervous and you're scared and you're overthinking your outfit and you're overthinking the things you say, but you go there and you grow from it. And that's what life is all about. Life is so short that you want to just have those growth moments. And I don't know, I love trying to just maximize like who I am. Like, how can I show up in the world today as the best version of myself? And that is why I've been spending 2 hours every morning on the balcony, just like enjoying time by myself. Because we're in person. Like, there are social pressures, but I'm like, I'm gonna do the inner work, and then I'm gonna do the outer work. The outer work is the event. The inner work is how you feel leading up to it, and that's what's important.
Yeah, and I think so too. Like, going back to just showing up is, remember that if you're feeling that way, probably everybody that's going is feeling that way.
Yes.
And so be the kind of person that is going to see somebody that's alone, and then you approach them and be like, hey, like, what's your name? Where are you from? Like, anything like that. Like, there's so much power in that. And then they will forever appreciate you because you helped with them, like, their nerves. And so I'm excited because, like, this event, we all know each other, but any event, even meeting somebody like at a coffee shop, like, reach out. If you know somebody in your city that's a creator, offer them like, hey, I would love to like buy you a coffee. Let's hang out. Let's do something. Let's go on a hike. Like, go fishing if you're Nick. I don't know, just like get around them, because if we have the same passions, that's already an immediate connection.
It really is, yeah. I really like that you said going up to the person that's by themselves.
Yes.
And that is not even just for events. Like, I try to do that all the time if I'm in like a social setting where it's appropriate. I love going up to that person that is alone and just being like, hey, and the rest just unfolds.
Yeah.
But it's hard. Like, you got to do that inner work moment of like getting the courage to do it, to go up to that person, and then the outer work of like, hey, and make that connection and see what comes from it. And that, to me, like, you can't get that as easily online.
You can't. And like, the thing is too, again, there's just nothing like eye contact in person. But whenever you're feeling that like social anxiety, ask the other person questions about them. That is like a good skill, a good thing to remember. It's like a trick. Like, it's like, okay, I'm nervous. I don't know what to say. Let me just ask them, like I said, where are you from? How long have you been doing this? Or like, what do you do? Or anything. Ask them anything. Get them talking. Because also, if somebody's asking you questions, it's easy to talk about yourself.
Right.
So vice versa.
Yeah, you're setting them up for success because they don't have to overthink their response. You just go up to someone and be like, hey, how's it going? Like, how you feeling? And that right there, more than enough for that in-person connection to start, because people remember how you made them feel more than the things that you say. And that's what I've been trying to remind myself with this in-person event coming up. It's like, I could keep reorganizing my slides all day long, but they're going to remember how I made them feel, not the words that were on the slides.
Right.
So it's just really, it's really important, and it's really different, and it's really exciting.
Yeah. I just recommend everybody do it. But again, I know a lot of people listening to this have social anxiety, and I get it, especially with COVID. Like, it really stopped a lot of people from socializing, including myself. I remind you, I had a 0% social battery. I think when we started this podcast, I was like, I can't hang out with somebody because I'll hang out and then 2 weeks, I need a 2-week recharge.
Right.
And so, like, start small. But like, we just want to encourage everybody to like show up to something.
It is so not easy though. I mean, I feel social anxiety all the time. Like, that just happens sometimes as part of being a human. And sure, some people might have it like better or worse, but I try to just put aside how I feel and just do the thing that I know I'm going to be proud of at the end of the day.
That's a good point.
And that's the most helpful thing to me, because it's supposed to be scary. Like, everything that's hard in life, those are the things you're proud of at the end of the day. Like, going to the gym in the morning early, like your alarm goes off and you're like, I don't know if I want to do that. There's going to be all these people at the gym. Like, I'm feeling all this anxiety. But then you go do it, and then afterwards you're like, I'm so proud of myself that I did that thing that was hard. and you can get so much of that by just going to like even like a 2-hour like content creator meetup.
Yeah.
Or someone hosting anything, even if it's like your friends going out to do something, you're like, oh, that makes me feel a little bit anxious. Go do it and go grow as a person.
Exactly.
And be proud of yourself after, even if it doesn't go exactly according to plan.
Yeah, I think a lot of us, it's hard when it comes to social anxiety. We can't balance, like, what am I afraid of? Is it actually going to harm me, or am I afraid and it's going to help me grow? Yeah. And I think a lot of the time it's usually like it's going to help you grow, but it feels like fear, like something bad will happen. It's wild.
Yeah.
But you had to push through that. And that's what, maybe this podcast should be overcoming social anxiety, because literally, like, I think everybody struggles with it. And we're here to just remind you guys, like, the more you do it, the more you'll grow and the less afraid you'll be.
It's true. It's true. And I mean, one of the best things you can do when you're feeling anxious is like just lean into it.
Yeah.
Like if you've got something that you're hiding, or you're afraid of people noticing, take all of their power away and just like come out about it.
Like what? Give me an example.
I don't know. Maybe you've got a scar on your leg, and you feel like it's ugly, and you're ashamed of it, and like you feel like you can never wear shorts because you don't want people to see it, or you don't want someone to point it out and be like, oh my God, what happened to your leg? And now you have like this trauma is coming back to you or something. Like you could live your life with pants on, but this analogy is gonna get pretty funny, I feel like. But sure, you could live your life with those pants on, but like sometimes you got to take your pants off, you know, and let people see.
Oh my God.
And let people see the scar on your leg, because then you take away like the power of it.
Yeah.
And you can address it. Like sometimes if I'm feeling anxious, you know what feels good? To tell the people around me that I'm feeling a little anxious, so that they can kind of adapt to it. Like if I'm in a social situation and I'm not feeling all that hot, I'm gonna say it.
Yeah.
For sure. I'm not just gonna sit there and like have a panic attack. I'm just gonna be like, hey guys, this spot, I'm not really loving it. Like, I feel like the vibe is not good over here. I'm not feeling super great. Like, let's go check out over there. Let's go do this. Let's go for a walk. Let's move our body. Let's change the topic.
Yeah.
Like, I'll just call it out head on.
That's so smart. I have two things to say about that. Number one is, I know we reference The Office a lot.
Yes.
But do you remember when Michael Scott fell into a koi pond? And Jim was like, people are making fun of you because you're not like owning up to it. Own up to it. It's fine. Like, but call it out.
Yeah.
But then he went too far and it was really funny. But also when it comes to that, like, people are going to notice if you're nervous. People are going to notice things about you. And so if you just say it, I know some people say like, don't bring it up, but like, they're gonna pick up the vibe that you're thinking about it, and then they're gonna think something's wrong with you if you don't say it. And so just be like I can't tell you how many speakers I hear that are like, even TED Talks are like, I'm a little bit nervous right now. I immediately empathize with them, and I want to lean in more because I'm like, oh my God. Like, instead of you acting all high and mighty because you're a TED Talk person, you're being honest, and it makes me literally like want to hear anything they say. It's like trust, because they're being vulnerable, and vulnerability is like, it's just so beautiful.
I had a really good, I don't think I realize how many times I catch people doing that, and I try to make them feel better. So when I was in Nantucket, what was that?
Week and a
half ago maybe?
Yeah.
I was at something called Whale Jam, which was so much fun. It was like all these little food trucks and bars and restaurants. It's tiny, and it all just like forms like a circle. Fun. And it's like there's like a wine bar, there's a frozen drink bar, there's a craft beer bar, there's a lobster roll truck, all these cool things. And there was a live band too. And they stopped the music for a moment, and this girl went on stage. It's called Whale Jam because it was like raising money for whales.
Oh my God, I love that.
So, well, you might not know this. The North Atlantic right whale, there's only 350 left in the world, and there's only 70 reproductive females in the world. So they're in bad shape. And this whole thing was to raise money for them. So like the live music that was really good, and everyone's like drinking and stuff, and they're all watching the stage and this person. The live music stops, and this girl from the Dolphin and Whale Conservation, or maybe it's Whale and Dolphin, something like that. She gets up on stage. She's definitely nervous. Like, I see that on her. And she's trying to like take a moment to like thank everyone and try and get everyone to donate.
Yeah.
And she was definitely like, she did great. But I could tell she was nervous because she's like, everyone's having a good time and she's going on stage and she's asking for money.
Right. It's not easy to do.
And she's trying to sell us this story. So afterwards, like she walks off stage, I beeline right to her. And I was like, what's your name?
No.
And I think her name was Catherine or Cassandra or something with a C. We'll just say it's Catherine for the story, so she has a name. And I was like, Catherine, you did so good up there. Like, were you scared to do that? And she was like, oh my God, I was terrified. Like, could you tell? And I was like, I mean, I could tell a little bit, but what I could really tell is how good that was for you and how awesome you did. And I was like, how do I buy? Like, what do I need to do? And I ended up adopting a humpback whale.
I could cry. What?
Her name is Salt. She was first seen in 1975. And I've adopted Salt.
I want to adopt one.
I will send you the link. And I'll put it in the link of this episode too, because
Please.
It is such a good cause. Like, I mean, this was a humpback whale, but all the money is like pooled together just to save whales.
Yeah.
It's the North Atlantic right whales that are like going extinct.
Yeah.
But I was like, she did not have a line out the door for people to donate. And I was like, what's the biggest, most helpful thing I could do for you right now? She was like, you can adopt a whale. And I was like, I was definitely fairly drunk. I would have done it sober. But I was like, Catherine, I need to adopt a whale, actually. I've been looking to adopt a whale, so this is perfect timing.
Oh my gosh.
And like, we had such a nice conversation and moment, and she felt so good after because she was nervous, and I kind of called it out. And like, we talked through it. I was like, you did so good. You should be so proud of yourself. But yeah, the whale that I adopted, her name is Salt. Wow. She was first seen in 1975. And I have her whole family tree and lineage of other whales. And when I was on my boat the other day, I saw a humpback whale, and I got a picture of its tail. So I'm going to try and talk to her and be like, do you know this whale?
Yeah, is this
like,
whale?
I want to know the name of the whale that I saw.
What if it was Salt?
I don't think it was.
No.
Because Salt is big.
Oh.
And the one I saw was like definitely on the smaller side. Mm-hmm. But like humpback whales breed one time per year. Like they give birth to one whale
like a human
per year. They live for like 90 or 100 years. But it takes them, it's like a 12-month cycle. So it's hard, and it was a really good cause, and she did great. And I just wanted to acknowledge that for her and be like, you should be so proud of yourself. I need to adopt a whale.
Wow. I feel like that's like, it always comes back around to you too.
Yes.
That's why this is not the same. Also, there's so many butterflies outside. It's so distracting and beautiful. But there are creators and brands meet creators that go on TikTok, like TikTok Live. And I love going and supporting. And like, if they're promoting a product, I just buy the product. There's so many things I've purchased that I haven't used yet because I just wanted to show them like, you're doing great. I know you're nervous. I know this is your first time. I know that you're trying to figure out what to say. Let me just like give you a sale, because that will boost the confidence. So if like you can do that for people, no matter how it looks, whether it's a whale or a TikTok shop product.
Right.
Didn't realize that was what we would be talking about today. That is amazing. No matter what, like be that person for somebody else. Like never underestimate your power and what you can do to help somebody.
Yeah, it's true. I think on the website, like you can do as little as $50 to like really support them. But I did that the other day. I saw Sarah, one of the creators that we know and that's coming to the event, was live, and I joined and I started spamming the like
heart
button, and then I dropped in the comments. I was like, oh my God, I have to buy this product. And I was trying to hype her up. She was like, Nick, you're making me nervous. Leave. I need you to leave.
Okay, well maybe Nick, you do make people nervous.
It's so funny because at the same time, like, she also knows that like I totally am just there to support her and make her feel less nervous.
You're not judgmental ever.
And that I'm the least judgmental person ever. But I think she was just, sometimes when people are watching you do something, it's not personal.
Yeah.
And I was like, don't worry, I was just stopping by to like show you some love. And then I kept it moving, but it was so funny.
After you guys meet and she gets to know you in person, if that will change.
I wonder. I feel like she's still going to be like, Nick, I'm so glad you're here, but you do have to leave.
Oh my gosh. We'll see what she says.
Yeah, we definitely will. It was very funny, though.
That is hilarious.
Yeah, especially because she's just doing her live. She's talking about products, and then she paused. She's like, Nick, you got to go. I'm so happy you're here. Thank you. You can't stay.
Oh my god.
I was like, I get it. And it's because we have like a
Post-roast.
mentor-student relationship.
Exactly.
Like, I'm always helping her with things.
Yeah.
And we're talking about her content that she makes. So it was a little bit different.
Yeah, because you always are like, not always, but you do help her with how she can do better, how we can all do better. And so it's like, oh, he knows what to look for. So therefore, she's thinking that you're looking for things, but really you're not. Because I know I never do either. Because I have no room to talk when it comes to like, my content is not perfect ever.
Right.
So it's like, I get it though, but it's just funny that that's how she felt.
It was a really funny moment. I'm excited to see her and like just give her a hug and like I want to even talk about that moment and just be like, I would never join your live to like call out things you're doing wrong, right? Like I would only be there to support you, and she'll obviously be like, oh my god, I know that. Like I was just nervous.
Yeah, I get it though.
It's good though. I was like, I gave her a good growth moment there.
Yeah.
And same with that girl, Catherine.
Yes.
So yeah, I will drop the link if anyone wants to adopt a whale or buy. They have really cute bags and shirts and hats and things like that. I will drop the link for everyone.
Wow. Social anxiety in whales. Where did we go?
Yeah, right. That's going to be tough to come up with the title for. Is there anything else that we should hit on or reemphasize?
I've said this a lot on our podcast, but just like, I think that we forget because we get in our head, but the beautiful thing about being a human is that we have the gift of language and connection. Like dogs can't genuinely connect. They can't talk to each other.
Right.
They sniff each other, but that's it. It's like we have that ability, and that it's really like a blessing that we are able to do that. And so like, I know we want to stay in our comfort zone. I get it. Like I love being a homebody, but we won't grow, nor will we help others. Like imagine you weren't at that event in Nantucket. Like I don't know what she would have done. She would have probably not had her confidence boosted, but instead like it would have been chipped away. And we have the ability to help others be built up in life. So don't underestimate that.
Yeah, because she had a stand after, and then she was like, I'll be over here at the stand, and like no one was going.
Yeah,
and I was like, how fast can I go there?
Yeah.
Like everyone get out of my way. I need to go support this girl. And then the whole rest of the time, because I chit chat with everyone, I'm talking to people. I'm like, did you know you could literally adopt one of those whales? Like go check it out. Like I was pushing whale products on these people. Because one, I mean, great cause.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm not trying to get someone to buy something they don't need.
Yeah.
Like, the only reason whales would probably be going extinct is because of human impact on the ocean.
Yeah.
So, like, grab a couple bucks and do something about it. And all these people were drunk, too. So it was very easy to be like, did you know you could actually own a whale right now? Like, I just bought a whale and her name is Salt. And look at her. Like, I can see her kids. And she has 19 grandkids.
Oh, my God.
I was like, you guys should go get one. Like, they're super cheap. And people were like, yeah, but where? Like, I'll go check it out. And I'm like, go. Her name's Catherine. She's great. Like, I'm sending people to her. I don't know if her name was really Catherine, but it started with a C.
I love that. You don't get anything from that either. Nothing.
Nothing at all. Nothing at all. And sometimes those are the most fulfilling things.
Yeah.
Is because, like, she got something from that.
Yeah.
And that's what's so cool about, like, in-person things and helping others overcome their social anxiety.
Yeah.
The feeling it gives you, because you're not getting anything physical in return, but when you help other people, you just feel so good.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's like something it's not tangible.
Right.
But you know that feeling.
Yeah.
So be a good person, help more people, adopt a whale, show up.
Yes.
If you're nervous, others are nervous too. Talk to the person that's alone, and don't underestimate the power of your voice. Like,
yeah,
it's,
powerful.
powerful.
What I do is so simple. I just do like what I would hope someone would do for me.
Exactly.
Like if I just went on stage and did that, and then I go back to my stand and no one comes up, I'm gonna, because this is like work.
Yeah.
for her. So like she has to be there. Like she can't hide from that.
Yeah.
I would be sitting there like trying not to cry. I would be so upset that like, oh my God, it didn't go well. They must have knew I was nervous or this or that or whatever the thing is. So I just do what I hope people would do for me. Like if I see that person alone and I could tell like they got that look on their face, or like I want to meet someone, or I want to be out there, I want to like make a friend, I will go right up to that person always, because I would want someone to do that for me.
Yeah, be the friend you want to have. Be the audience member you wish that somebody would be for you. Like, just think about others too, you know?
Yeah. When I was showing you pictures of the fireworks I went to the other night, but it was while I was fishing, and people see me, I'm reeling in like fish after fish. I caught it like a big shark. It was awesome. Like people are starting to watch me, and I had some dude come up to me and he was like, "Hey, how are you doing that?" I'm not from here. And I was like, dude, how much time you got? And we spent the next 3 hours fishing together, and like I gave him some of my gear. I helped him tie his lines. I was like, here's what the fish around here like. He was from Massachusetts. He knows about Nantucket. He was teaching me about fishing up there. Wow. And we just had such a nice moment because he was brave enough to come up to me.
Yeah.
That probably took a lot of like inner work on his part for him to just come up to a stranger and be like, "Hey, I'm not catching shit, to be quite honest with you. Like, what is your technique?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "Dude, I respect you so much for like coming up to me and asking that. You came to the right person." I was like, "I got some extra things. I'm going to show you exactly how to do it." For 3 hours, we just like stood next to each other and fished, and we were working together to try and bring these fish in. And I was like, "You just wait until 9:30. He was like, "What's going to happen at 9:30? And then fireworks start going off above the beach. And he was like, "You know your stuff."
Wow. He really did go to the right person, because some people are just like very closed off, which is fine. Like we all have our moments, but imagine how of a great time that dude had. And he's going to go tell his friends about this dude he met like fishing in New Jersey.
Yeah. Turns out too, his wife she works for a UGC creator.
Wow.
I didn't know who it was, but he was like, "Yeah, she's like kind of involved in that." And I was like, "Dude, the world is so small. It's so cool." And anytime someone comes up to me, they always probably walk away and they're like, "I picked the right person."
Yeah.
I had someone come up to me the other day trying to sell me like their like special brand of chips or something like that. And they walked out to me and they were like, "Hey, like, can I like show you these?" And I was like, "Not only can you show me them, I am so proud of the work that you're doing, because it's probably so scary, each person you have to go up to." And then they like sigh of relief, and they were able to put their guard down. They were like, "Oh my God, like honestly, I'm out here, like I'm sweating my ass off trying to sell these chips, and like it's not easy."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Dude, you're doing a great job." I was like, "I can't buy them because they have seed oils in them, and I can't be eating stuff like that, but like keep at it. Keep at it. You're one person away. One person might buy the whole thing." I was like, "Just keep going. You're doing great." And he was probably like, "All right, cool." Like that probably gave him a little motivation. And I love doing little things like that.
Yeah, that's life-changing. That's like, I need to be more that way. Although sometimes, like if I'm alone and there's a creepy guy, I'm like, okay, no.
Yeah, that's
not
different.
interested.
No, that's definitely
you gotta
definitely
use your
different.
intuition.
You have to use your intuition.
For sure.
Yeah. If someone comes up to me with terrible energy, like I'm not gonna reciprocate.
Right.
I'll reciprocate bad energy. You know, if you come up to me like all aggressive, like, or you don't make me feel good, or I can't tell that like you're just doing your best.
Yeah.
You're not gonna get like that reaction from me. But if I see you're out there and you're doing something that's difficult for you, I'm going to give you a hug probably.
Yeah, Nick's going to be extra nice, so therefore be very nervous in front of him.
Yeah.
Be vulnerable, you know, I think that's what it is. It's like, don't be afraid to be seen. And it's scary, but like, don't be afraid to be seen. People want to see people.
Yeah, yeah. I have so many more examples of these times I do this, but I don't want to just take another 5 hours to go through them. I think we hit on the big things today that we wanted to.
Yeah.
And if you guys loved this episode, if it was helpful, if it helped you get over something or a fear, or you just like the stories, Usually I ask you to rate and review the podcast. Honestly, go buy a whale. Go in the link below.
Oh my gosh.
Do something good for the planet. If you don't have money to do it, leave us a review. Do your good deed for the day. Do your thing that makes us feel good. We're people, and we appreciate it, and we read your reviews. And a lot of you love this podcast. Go drop us that 5-star review or type us up a little something. But if you got a couple bucks, go buy a hat or a whale.
It's so funny to hear you say that.
Yeah, go buy a whale. I'm going to start plugging that more often.
Go buy a whale. We should.
We don't run ads on here, but we do save the oceans.
Yes, little by little.
And if you're looking for more ways to find us, you can find Michelle on Instagram and TikTok at MichelleJH. That's Michelle with 2 L's, then 4 E's, and then a J, and then an H. You can find me at Get Ahead with Nick, everywhere but LinkedIn. And story for another day. And you can go to creation2cashflow.com, and you could go leave us some feedback or some questions for an episode. I saw a couple roll in. So we got some topics coming up.
Amazing.
And we love that. We love when you guys leave us those voice notes.
Yes.
And you tell us something you're struggling with, and we're going to help you with it because we love to help people and to inspire you guys, and we do it for you. So thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.